Hi there and welcome back to our trip around Portugal. So we are now on day 36. So I left you on day 35 and so we're now on day 36 and we travelled back to the UK. We have a friend's wedding this weekend, so it was a Saturday and then we then came back on the Monday. But yeah, it's just really travelling to the UK, leaving the van in Porto Airport in the airport car parking, which actually worked out really well, really easy. And we did book it in advance, and the price though was really cheap. It was like €4 a day or something, and the van was still there when we got back. So there's a spoiler for later on in this video. But yeah, that all worked out really well. Got back to the UK, went to the wedding on day 37, which was a Sunday. Yeah, had a really good time there. But the following morning hurt a little bit because we had to end up having to walk to the train station, which was about a 35-minute fast walk because we were running late and there were no taxis, so we just had to leg it. We got to the train station in time and then just got to Gatwick Airport, which, not having kids and stuff, we didn't realise was half term, so the airport was very busy. But our flight was one of the lucky ones. We actually got out. I know there's a lot of cancellations over that period, and it was all over the papers and stuff. Well, we were lucky. Our flight was delayed taking off because the plane coming in was late, but actually we landed at about on time, so really got lucky there, so that was good. And then from there, what we did, we stayed quite close to Porto. We just, looking at my notes, we stayed at a place called Sao Romao. As always, I'll put the names in the description below because I'm sure my pronunciation is rubbish. And it's basically just a scrap bit of land in this town. It's on Park4Night, but with electricity it's €5. There's waste drop there. The electricity isn't the best in the world. Our 1000-watt kettle tripped it, so but it's all right for charging laptops and things like that. And for €5 all in, it's quite good. There are toilets there, and there's like cold water outdoor showers. I didn't use the showers. The toilets weren't the cleanest in the world, but they did the job. But the best part of that campsite is that it's just a couple of minute walk to a train station, which gets you into Porto in about 20 minutes. And using the trains was really easy. You just buy a ticket from the machine, and but you have to validate it. The thing you have to remember is you have to go to one of the validation machines, and when you tap it on, just make sure you get the green light rather than the red light. When on the way back, I got a red light, but I noticed it, so I was able to tap it again and get the green light, and it was all fine. And we had our tickets checked both ways as well, so they do check them. And I think that was about €4 or something each, returning to Porto. So much easier than driving the van in and trying to park somewhere. And then when we got to Porto, what I'd done is just gone to Google and just searched for free walking guide map, and there was one there. It was really good. We used, and so you had the map there, and it told you where to go, but also there was a description of why you were going there and what to see and things, and that was good. We had a good look around Porto. Found somewhere to eat at lunchtime. Again, using my usual trick of just doing cheap eats search in Google Maps, see what comes up. So that was, it was a nice day in Porto, and then from there we then just went back to the campsite. So we stayed at that one for 2 nights, and then we moved on day 40. We moved to Vila Cha, out on the coast, just north of Porto. But on the way we went via the Intermarché because we looked to see there was a revolution there, and it was on the kind of on the way, so we needed to do some laundry and we needed to do some shopping, so we thought we'd go there and do both things. Well, it just shows that the Revolution maps of where their washing machines are isn't always accurate, because we got there and apparently it got taken out a while ago. So we then just found a local laundrette around the corner, which was actually just across the road from Lidl, so it worked out quite well. So Tracy went in and sorted out the laundry, I went across and did the shopping, and it was all fine. And then we got to, as I mentioned, Vila Cha, or Chai, I don't know how to pronounce it. Beautiful little coast here, and we're at the campsite right by it. It's just a couple of minute walk to the beach. Really nice beach. Campsite's nice. Nice big spacious pitches. People who run it are really nice, friendly. but their check-in process just seems a bit overly complicated. So when we got here, they said, would we go back at 4 o'clock? You know, they took us to a pit, showed us how to use everything, you know, gave us a walk around the site so we knew where everything was. And that's the only time we've had that, the entire time we've been in Portugal. And so we went back at 4 o'clock, and then they apparently had a problem because we had to go back at 4 because the right person wasn't there for us to speak to. And then at 4 o'clock, apparently they had problems with their systems. So we had to then go back. And they said at 5 o'clock, I said, well, we actually want to go out. They said, well, just come back any time before 7. So we went back later on and finally did the check-in, but it took forever. Tracy went and did it. I was just waiting outside. And yeah, it was a long drawn out process. And now we've just gone back today to see if we can extend for a couple of nights. And again, they're not able to do it straight away because the right person wasn't there, and it just seems to be a very complicated check-in process. But it doesn't really distract. It still seems to be a nice place to stay, and it's very close to a really nice beach and things. So that's why we've decided to extend. And tomorrow the weather's not meant to be too nice, so we thought we'll just hide here from the weather tomorrow, and then on Saturday go and do a cycle ride, and then move on Sunday. There you go. There's a bit of a spoiler for the upcoming videos, but that's the plan. Whether we actually do that or not, we'll see. And today, it's day 41. It is a Thursday. I had some calls to do because I still do have to do some work occasionally. But other than that, it's just been a relaxing day. It was quite late out of bed. And I'm just looking down here at my notes, by the way, if you're wondering why I keep looking away. And we're going to go for a bit of a walk later after I finish recording this video. And we've just really been planning for what we're going to do over the next few days, because we'll soon be leaving Portugal and hitting Spain. It's just a case about where do we hit it. Because I thought we was well ahead of schedule, because we're now about 6 weeks in. And we obviously got 12 weeks of the trip. But then I looked at a map and looked at, actually, we've covered that much. And we've got, you know, about that much that we've still got to cover. So I thought we was well ahead of schedule. And actually, if anything, it's the absolute opposite. So we're going to have to get through Spain and France a bit quicker than we've got through Portugal. And we was always going to spend the majority of time in Portugal. So that's not a massive issue, but because we know France a bit better, there's a few things that we'd like to do in France, so we've been making plans in France, and so we're just going to have to try and make sure we can fit all of that in. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you're still watching them by now and you've been watching them from the beginning, I'm assuming you are enjoying them, because if you're not, why on earth are you still watching them? If you are, yeah, feel free to subscribe, feel free to comment. If you've got any questions about the trip that I haven't answered, which are going to help you out, feel free to put a comment. I'm not going to promise to respond straight away, so don't expect an instant response, but I will try and answer any constructive comments, any non-constructive comments, whatever. And that's it. That's the end of this video. I will see you in the next one.